Okay, so brisket is done. I left it in the oven for another 45 minutes at like 180, 200 degrees. It was done really, but just for good measure. So anyway, this is the final result. You can see it's got a nice char around it, nice bark, as they say in the barbecue world. So let's see what the verdict is. We'll cut right into the thickest piece of the brisket. And it is quite tender. I'd say that looks pretty good. Pretty good. Let's take a little chunk off. Give some to the missus and see what she says. Look at that. Look at that. You want to try that, Roselle?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if it just comes apart. It's still kind of hot.
Let me take my trays.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look at that. What are you doing?
Taking my trays off.
Okay. There you go. Is that too big?
A bit. Just cut it up a little bit.
We'll just tear off a piece right off of that. My hands are clean. How's that? So again, if you can tear the brisket off with your hands, you can basically tear it apart. I'd say it did its job. So again, I wanted to do this video because
Oh gosh, that is so good.
so I wanted to do this video because I wanted to show people you don't need a big fancy smoker to smoke a good brisket. Now again, you're not going to be able to smoke a 15, 12 pound brisket. This is a 6-pound brisket, and that's probably about as much as you can do on just a regular smoker like what you saw I had. But that smoker out there is like 20 bucks, and I've had it for quite some time. So I didn't want to get rid of it. I wanted to see if I could do something like this, and it's really easily done. There's just key things that you have to do, the fundamentals, right? Number one, start early. So I started my brisket a little before 9 o'clock. So make sure your grill's clean. Clean all the ash out of it. Make sure you have a nice clean grill. Get some good wood. I choose not to use charcoal. I just use a few briquettes to get the fire started. And because if you just use a hardwood lump coal, it's a little bit more difficult to start. But once it starts, it cooks nice and long. Gives a much better flavor. It doesn't have chemicals like charcoal does. And I also I augment it with some chunks of wood. You can use mesquite. That wood I had out there was mesquite. The lump charcoal I believe was oak. But you can use any type of wood. Just experiment with it. The bottom line is, if you want to reduce additives and funky taste in your brisket, stay away from any charcoal. Stay away from lighter fluid if you can. It might take some practice, but you'll see the end result is much better. So start early, clean grill, use wood, no charcoal briquettes, or lump charcoal is good too, it's not additives. Good piece of meat with a good fat cap on it. Let it sit. Just patience. You don't have to keep looking at it. Once you're confident you have a nice simmer fire going or simmering coals, don't mess with it. Leave it closed. Check on it. Make sure it's still smoking. Make sure it's still hot enough. Didn't go out. But outside of that, don't keep checking it, because you're gonna have too many peaks and valleys in temperature. And just be patient. Just let the heat do what it needs to do, and you'll end up with a really good brisket that your family will be very happy with. So I'll do more of these videos. If you have any comments, please. I'm sure barbecue folks will say you did this wrong, why didn't you do this? But again, the end result is what it is, and it is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. So thanks for your time.